Hey kids, John here. Wanted to talk about shipping an instrument. Specifically, we're going to look at shipping our trumpets. I highly recommend packing at least the horn in its case yourself. Just closing the case and sending the horn may not do the trick because the horn could be rattling around inside your case. If you don't have a really good case that's really secure, the horn may be moving a little bit. And so if the horn's dancing around like this, or if this piece is dancing around, you may have some damage from the horn being inside the case. Now what you're going to need is you're going to need some bubble wrap. I suggest the big bubble wrap. Alright? Don't get this little thin sheet bubble wrap. This stuff is no good. The tiny bubbles, that's a Don Ho song. That's all these are good for. So don't get those. Get the big one. At UPS store, $8 for this roll. You can get it FedEx, probably some Office Supply Depot type places. Should be able to get bubble wrap a lot of places. So, what do I mean by packing the horn in here? Okay, well I don't like the way this thing moves. So what am I going to do? I am going to grab a piece of bubble wrap here, and I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to cut some pieces. The first thing I want to do is try and keep it from moving back and forth like that. So I'm going to get a piece into the bell section. And I'm just going to wad that up, and I'm going to stick it in the bell. All right? So, as you can see, this piece sits here inside the bell. Now this thing's not moving back and forth. The other thing that I want to do is I want to make sure that this is not going up and down. All right? And it concerns me that it might be moving because of this thing. So I'm going to go ahead and cut a piece, and I'm going to get it under there. The thing is, the people sending your horn, they're not nice people. They're just going to do their job, and they're not going to care about your instrument. So now I've got bubble wrap underneath. Now I've got a lot more secure here. Okay? And the last piece, that's this section here, because of this sideways motion, I'm going to go ahead and pack that full of bubble wrap. Boom, like this, to help hold this in place. And if you're trying to ship mouthpieces, put them separate. Wrap the mouthpieces in bubble wrap separate from the horn. Only horn in case, okay? Then I'm going to put this thing down, and once again, I'm going to put a piece of bubble wrap on this section. I want to find a nice piece to fit this so that it holds it just a little bit more snug in place. All right? That looks good to me. When I close the case, see how it doesn't just lay down? I've got to press it down, and I'm pressing it down rather lightly. Doesn't take a lot of force. Then I go ahead and shut it up. All right? Now with latches like these, I get a little bit concerned about them getting bumped. They probably won't, but I like to tape my latches, especially if I've got these spring-loaded kind of latches. Boom. All it takes is for them to get unlatched, and then this thing starts to come open. This thing flips. Uh-oh. Now all of a sudden our instrument's floating around inside the box we send it in. All right? So I've packed the inside. Let's take just a couple seconds, and all I have to do is hang it off the edge of your table. Super simple. Put it on the strap, go around the case. That one's secure. Other side. Now, my case is not going to come open, and my horn is really secure inside there. I feel very confident about this thing dropping and making it. But there's one more step. We don't just put a label on this and send this. What you want to do is you want to probably at this point now take it to UPS or FedEx and have them pack it in a box. But if you want to be a do-it-yourselfer and you start doing this a lot and you're shipping a lot of instruments, okay, your case is ready, but you need a box to put it in. All right, so I've got myself a box right here. And then what I'm going to do is I'm going to grab this styrofoam popcorn or styrofoam peanuts, whatever you want to call them, and I'm going to fill the bottom of the box with a nice layer of those styrofoam pieces. Now, as you can see, here I am. My case is in there, and I'm ready to fill around the case with the rest of these. I think I'm pretty close. I'm going to give just a couple more in there. I want it to be nice and full, but not over full, because then it's going to be really hard to close. But we're protected here. You shut this up. What I recommend, again, it's not hard to do this. You're a one-man operation. Close the middle, then go like this, right there. And this is the beauty of this packing tape. I go around the middle, and then I do a couple more in the middle, and just to make sure it's secure, I go around each end like this. So that each end is done like that. All right, so let's say you don't have a good case and no amount of bubble wrap inside the case will help the horn. It's a lot easier to ship a horn without a case than you think. What you do again is grab some of this bubble wrap and you just put the horn in it and you literally just roll the horn. And you make a roll out of the bubble wrap. Okay? And if you're like me, you will overpack. Alright, so I do it a couple times, so I know that this horn is super, super protected. Alright, so I'm going to do it one more time. Yeah, look at that. There it is. Now, I've got the bell kind of sticking out here. The back end's not a problem. But what I'll do is I'll cap the ends. And what I mean by that is I'll cut one more piece of bubble wrap and put it around both ends to put like an actual end piece on my job. So you see that? You just lay it under, fold it over, and then all you have to do is go around it. Make an end cap out of it. Same thing on this side. And then if you're real paranoid, and don't pull the tape tight, just let the tape float across the bubble wrap. And there it is. I've got my horn bubble wrap now. Look at that. See that? It's not going to get hurt from bouncing around. But, like we did with the case, you want to get your box, and you won't need a box quite this big because you don't have a case, but I will do the same demonstration with this same box. You're going to want to fill the bottom with the peanuts. And because it's a big box, I'm going to fill it halfway. All right? Now, if you're using the bubble wrap, you're probably okay, but I'm going to do one more thing. I'm going to take two more pieces, and I'm going to fold them up and put them at the ends like this, where the trumpet is laying. Okay? So this way, it won't work its way against the end. So I've really blocked it off. Real nice. It's in there snug. And then once again, here we go. Packing peanuts. And that trumpet is now floating in a nice protected box. Again, tape around the box. Center, edges, all the way around the bottom and back over, all the way around the bottom, back over. And that way, everything's held together nice and tight. That is if you're doing it all by yourself. I would bubble wrap my trumpet and then take it to FedEx or UPS and have them drop it in the bubbles. If you don't have all the, drop it in the peanuts if you don't have all this stuff sitting around at your place. And unless you're doing a lot of shipping, it's not really worth it to buy all the stuff. I would, for $8, buy the bubble wrap. Again, $8. And what you don't use, if you have a power outage, you can pretend it's a video game controller and be like, all right, so that's how to pack up an instrument and ship it. Now, one more thing about packing them. Some cases are really super nice, super sturdy cases that even if you just shipped it in the case by itself, it'd be all right. So these type of cases where you have an instrument that is really well packed inside the case, so it's not moving around at all, you really won't have to put bubble wrap in. You can, if you're at all paranoid, you can just drop a little piece of bubble wrap onto the horn like this. I'd watch the valve section. Be careful of that. Don't get it into the valves. And another little piece right here. I would only do that much because this thing's in there snug. And that trumpet is not going anywhere. Again, you would take your box down here, pour the peanuts in the bottom, put the case in it, pour the rest of the peanuts on it, tape the box real good. So there it is, kids. That's how to ship a horn. Hope this helps. Till next time, take it easy.